Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017 with the Rude Man. And I'm back on Joran's farm today, and we have been live streaming this for a couple weeks now over on Twitch TV, and I've got about 80 some hours involved in this map now. They're up there. I'm not a partner, so I am an affiliate. The videos only stay about 2 weeks over there. So if you've been missing Joran's farm, that's where I'm playing it. And I've been live streaming almost every day for the last 2 weeks. So what I thought I'd do today is to make a YouTube video of what I've done in those 88 hours. It's going to be a short one, but just give you some idea of what we're doing over here on Twitch TV. And if you're missing it, you need to get a Twitch account and come over and join me. So let's just take a quick look. First of all, let me get into daylight hours because it's going to dark. So hang on, I'll be right back. All right, through the magic of TV, it's now 6 o'clock in the morning. So let's take a look around and see what I've done. First of all, if you remember, on Jordan's farm, there's a lot of factories and production and things like that. So let's just take a look at the farm proper. I now have animals, and we've got storage. We've got hay, not grass, that's hay and straw in the square bale storage. And we should have some also. No, not yet. Okay, we've got round bales too, but I think, oh, I know, I took them over to the rabbits. We have rabbits. But anyway, let's take a look at the crops I've got in 88 hours. And you'll see that I have quite a bit of stuff piled up here. And that's not everything either, because I do have the things from the excavation sites like stone and lime and rocks and gravel and sand and all kinds of stuff like that. So we've got that going. I have animals. Let's take a look how the animals are doing. Alright, I didn't buy any ponies yet because I'm not quite sure what to do with them. I do have pigs, and I do have sheep, and the pigs are just eating up a storm because that was just full just the other day. Of course, I did just go into the next day. And I've got cattle. I do not have goats yet, so I don't have ponies or goats yet. Mainly because I'm not quite sure what to do with them, and I'm trying to get milk and stuff for the farm. I do have a little bit of milk. I don't own the dairy yet. You have to buy the dairy. So let's just run over and look at the rabbits. I do have also, though, I've got seeds and fertilizers made. I've got plenty of fuel in the fuel tank that I've made. I've got 2 silage silos that are producing pretty big time at the moment. Yeah, let's run over to the rabbit pens. I'll show you that. I also have chickens. On this farm, you have to buy your chickens for eggs and stuff. You buy your chickens right there, or you go buy them with the truck if you don't want to pay the fee. You have to feed them wheat, barley, or corn, and you have to give them straw, and you have to give them water. So once you do that, you're going to get more eggs. There's where the goats go, right there, but I haven't bought any yet. Ponies are back there by the cattle. Okay, we're going to run over here. The only animal so far of the fattening animals that I've bought, you have to buy these. You have to buy these farms. Like this is the farm for, what the heck was this one for? I can't recall. Alright, this one is for the chickens. Now, these are breeding chickens, fattening chickens, so you sell these for meat. Haven't bought that yet. I did get the rabbits, it's the only one. And then the one beyond the rabbits is goose, and I haven't bought goose yet either. But I got rabbits being made here. Let's see, it looks like we need to feed them. This one's going to need a little water. But we've got 160 fat rabbits already. We've got 16,000 liters of manure to pick up in this one pen. You have 2 pens. In this one that looks like they're well fed, they need water though. And I have 187 rabbits and 18,000 manure. This is where you store your round bales, because that's what the animals take in this particular pen. And the storage, you pop them in there. Now, look, you can't get them. Notice I can't pick them up. I can't move them. I can't do anything with them. The storage system, you hit the R key, and it brings up this, and you dial in what you want to take. So I'm going to take a straw, and I'm going to take hay. This is hay, not grass. You have to make hay for the rabbits. And once I got one of those, I can grab it. Let's just grab it. Run it over to the barn. That one's already there. Let's see, was it this one that was empty? No, none of them are empty. Well, they needed it, though. I don't know if they empty all the way out once you put stuff in them. I know it needs it. So let's see if it'll take it. May not take it if I've got animals to get rid of. No, it took it. So now they've got hay. Let's run over here and grab the straw. Oh, shoot, I put it away. Not good. Grab it again. Let's grab it from a distance this time. And we're going to run that over. Actually, I'm going to walk it over. I'm going to waddle because it's heavy. This is 4,000 liters of straw. That's what each one takes, 4,000 at a time, and you just drop it in. And now we go back. We should have plenty of feed in there, which we do. We need water. We'll get that later. But, okay, those are the rabbits. Now, let's see. What else do we have? I can show you some of the building I've done. The first thing I did was I put a bridge in, because if you remember, on Jordan's farm, there's a river that runs all the way across. And the only way to get across that river is on ferry. Imagine having to ferry all your equipment, all your combines, all your trucks, your trailers, everything that you need to work, the farms. You've got trucks for gravel. You've got trucks for fuel. All of that has to be moved over by ferry until you get that bridge done. So first thing I did was work on the bridge. And then I'll go over and show you that. It's all complete. Took a lot of material. I had to do a lot of excavating to do that. We own this field here, 27. We own 26 over here. I just finished a harvest in the last live stream. And let's see, this is a grass field that I'm using for the grass and the hay. This field needs to be harvested. It's got millet on it. It is ready. And I don't think millet gets to 100% because it's been 87. That one has been 87 for 2 days now. So I own these 2 fields. You get these 2 fields when you start the map, along with, if you're on normal, along with $2 million because you don't own any equipment. There's the gas place. Here is a field I own. I just finished corn with. And there's a field yonder, field number 6, that I just finished. And I've been picking up I've been baling straw over there. The shell factory is not producing gas at the moment, or diesel, some form of fuel. Just call it fuel, because I'm out of corn. And I still have sugar cane in there, and I still have a little bit of hemp. But in the meantime, that's how much fuel I've produced in the factory. So we got 4 million gallons there. That's going to be fine for now. That doesn't count the fuel that I've got distributed in the service stations around the map. So I've got fuel in other places for that. So now let's see. We're going to go to the bridge. Let's do that. As you can see, it's a big map. There's lots to do. I've been kept very busy. Now, some of this stuff I've already shown you in a video that I made on how to get started with the map and how to start the bridge. Now, this is what the bridge looks like when it's complete. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. It's a video that I made from the first time I logged into the game to show you how to get all the materials to start building the bridge. And once you're done, it throws a building in here. Now, if you watch that video, you'll know that this was an empty lot here, that you brought all the cement and the sand and the gravel and the steel piping and stuff like that to build that bridge. And as soon as you're done, it replaces that with a building. This is the bridge that we used to call the bridge to nowhere. Now, it's the bridge to somewhere. And it also built this right here, because this road ended right here, and there was nothing there but field, and it put all that grass berm in and put the road in. And it goes all the way over here. This was the bridge project, all the way to here. This is where it matched up with the road. So this is the bridge that we built. This is one of the service stations right here. And I'm coming over here to show you the other storage area. Lots of places to store and move things around by train or by truck. It's your choice. You can do all of that. But this is another form of storage. Now, I don't have any grain in here because I actually haven't done a whole lot of farming. I've been building, but I do have some stuff piled up here that I've been setting aside for more building. Now, this is gypsum. You're going to make drywall with that for building. We've got some concrete in there. Concrete is for just about everything. We have stone that I've got piled up there. Now, with stone, you get lime, and you get lime ore, and you get gypsum. That's what you get from the stone. And then with the lime and the limestone, you get to make concrete and cement. So everything works with everything else. I mean, you got to have a little bit of this to make a little bit of that. So I started stockpiling all of that. The other thing that's a very big necessity, of course, is lumber, because you need pallets. Everything that gets produced, pretty much, if it isn't a grain or a liquid, can be stored on pallets. So you need pallets for everything. And you've got 3 of these storage units around the map, strategically placed, where where it takes all the pallets. Now, I don't have a lot of stuff in here. I've got some pallets in here, and I've got some steel pipe in here. And then I think in another one I've got a bunch of shelves, because some of the buildings take shelves. And again, you can move it by truck or train, your choice. Depends on how much bulk you want to move at one point. So, let's see. Let me run up to the excavation point, and I'll show you what's going on up there. All right, this is the first site. It digs that red-colored ore, and that's you do need that to make steel. It looks like I'm running a little low of fuel. The important thing is to keep the fuel in there. As long as you got fuel in here, this thing is going to be producing until it gets full, which it is. So I'm going to need to come up and gather that material and put it in storage one of these days. Heading up the hill here. I just came through not too long ago and put fuel in there. Now, I don't top them off. I just put a substantial amount of fuel in there and make sure I keep putting it in, because I don't want to put all my fuel out like that. I have no idea how much this thing will hold. It's empty, so I need to come up here. I haven't been using salt yet, though, so it's no big deal that I don't have a lot of salt, but I do need to come up there and keep that thing running, because I can make it and store it for such time as I do need it. All right, let's head up this way. And up here, you've got your coal. Whoa, I almost fell off the mountain. Your coal is that black substance up on the rocks up here. Got plenty of fuel here, and I got a full bin of coal, so I need to come up here and gather that up. Just stuff to do. I'm jotting this stuff down as we go. Sometimes I forget. And then up the hill is the very most important thing, and that's the stone. And again, I got plenty of fuel, but it's full. Then down the hills where I've been getting my... Oh, wow. You can really go, man. Down the hill here, I flew all the way from the top. I need to cut my stumps up here, and I need to come in here and plant some more trees. I do have a few more to cut, and there is another place to cut around the corner there. And then here is your gravel pit, and yonder over there is your sand pit for gathering materials for making sand, making cement and concrete. Whoa, I must have dumped some. I know when I did it too. I was moving the... I tipped over a log truck here, and I moved this guy to flip it over, and it had gravel in it, and I lost the gravel. So I make sure I put... Remember I told you I had fuel all around the place. I've got fuel in this thing here in case I need fuel to take up there, and I don't want to drive all the way over to the service station. Okay, so there was my next construction job. It is a sugar plant, and it is complete. It just completed yesterday in my live stream, and I've already brought some stuff over, I think. Let's see. Yep, I've already got sugar beets, water, pallets, and sugar cane, and that's making sugar. Now, you need both beets and cane to make sugar, and you bring that around here. You dump the sugar beets there, you dump the cane here, and the sugar gets produced and put up on this dock over here, and you pick it up and distribute it wherever you need to distribute it. Now, fortunately for us, if I don't have a need for sugar right at the moment, which I don't, then there is, again, one of those 3 storage units that I told you about, strategically placed right here on a railroad track. So again, you can take it out or put it in by truck, take it out or put it in by train, and let's see what I've got over here. I still have a bunch of pallets here, so I got pallets stored. I was taking pallets over to the sugar plant because they need pallets. Everything needs pallets. Everything needs fuel, so there you go. Fuel of some kind. It could be coal, or it could be diesel. There is one of those additional storage units over here, again, that's strategically placed for train and truck. There goes a grain train. You got 5 trains. One of them's like all grain, one of them's all lumber, and then one of them's all flatbeds, and then you've got 2 that are combination of tankers, flatbeds, lumber. But as you can see over here, I have a few products that are just basic products, but I brought 1 load of sugar beets and a train load, now I'm talking, of sugar beets and of sugar cane so that I can keep feeding that sugar plant. Now, I still have tons of sugar beets and sugar cane at my farm. This is the livestock area where you purchase your fattening animals. Or any animal that you want right here. You can get the ponies, you can get the cows, the sheep, chickens, all of that stuff right here. I got my rabbits here earlier. Now, doesn't look like 80 hours worth of work, does it? Believe me, it was. But then again, you have to remember it's a live stream. So during a live stream, I'm doing a lot of chatting, and people are doing a lot of talking to me, asking me questions. So in all honesty, when you're doing a live stream, you don't get a whole lot of work done. You don't get a whole lot of farming done. You're kind of running around doing this and that and the other thing. So what's next? The next thing for me is to build a flour mill. Now, you've got 5 things that you can actually physically build with lumber and stone and cement and concrete. And that is the bridge first. You've got the sugar factory. You've got a flour mill. You've got a Coca-Cola plant. And you have an absolute vodka plant. So I built the bridge and I built the sugar factory. My next job is going to be to build the flour mill. I thought that would be more practical than vodka and Coca-Cola. So I'm going to be building the flour mill. We've got that right here. And again, that's going to take several things. It's going to take concrete, boards. Boards are what you make pallets out of, so I need to do that. That's why I was up there doing that lumberjacking last night. We've got shelves, we've got steel, and we've got concrete blocks. Now, fortunately, I've already made a lot of that stuff because I made it during the bridge and the sugar beet process. This is where it's going to build the flour mill, just like you saw over there with the sugar factory. You saw how big that sugar factory is. When I started, it was an empty lot like this that had all these construction pieces here. And you just slowly bring all this stuff over. When you get enough, and it tells you right here what you need to build the flour mill, when you get enough of that stuff over here, it starts constructing. It'll put cranes up, and it just starts building. And after a couple of days, it builds a little bit at a time, and after a couple of days, you're going to have a factory there. Then the Coca-Cola one's probably going to be the next one for me, and it isn't that far away. It's just down the road here. So down the road and across the river. Let's run over there and take a look at that. This is the Coca-Cola site. It's a little bit different. Generally, all the stuff is over here at the corner, and it builds in there. This one's halfway over here. I don't know how this is going to be built. I don't know how much of this is going to be taken over by the factory. But again, you're going to need concrete, steel pipe, curbstone, steel, and concrete block to make the Coca-Cola plant. The very last thing that I'm going to build is going to be the absolute vodka. Now here's my thought. I had to build a bridge to get everything across that river. Then I wanted the sugar beet factory because by the time that I did all that, I had so much sugar beets and sugar cane. But you have to grow sugar cane to make the fuel. So I had immediately, on one harvest of that big field, 11 million liters of sugar cane. Well, I didn't make that much fuel, so now I've got to use it to make sugar. So I wanted the sugar plant. Third thing, the flour mill, because I've got other production that takes flour and stuff. The fourth is going to be the Coca-Cola plant, because I'm getting close to the end of all my building, and I need some refreshment. The last one will be the absolute vodka factory. Since I already have Coke, I can have Coke and vodka. I don't drink alcohol, so I have no idea whether you drink Coke with vodka. But my thought was that would be my last plant, and that's where I'd need some alcohol to celebrate building the last plant. So I don't even know where the absolute one is. Where is it? I haven't been there yet. Take my word for it, there's another plant to do, and I'm just not quite sure where it's at. So by the time I get the flour mill done, I'm going to want to start coming over and working on fruits. I haven't done fruits or vegetables or anything like that. Now here's one of the problems. You got to do some work and sell some stuff or you don't have any money, because a lot of these things, like this right here, the orchards, you have to purchase. It's going to cost you an investment of $25,000. That's not much, but if I get the Coca-Cola plant done, I'm going to need to start buying at least this orchard, because this is where you get the cola nut to make the Coca-Cola. And then you got, of course, this one over here, which is the vineyard for making the wine, which I haven't done any of that yet. That's all for the future. I do have hemp and cotton, so I can so I can start making clothing, but I haven't bought that factory yet either. This is the coffee bean factory, so we can make coffee. But yes, that's going to come a little bit later when I'm kind of done with the building and stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, it may not look like much for 80 hours of gameplay, but it's been rewarding because I've been able to build a bridge. I've made a sugar beet plant. It's been rewarding. Also, now that I'm exactly in this spot right here, one of the next things I'm going to buy is right here. And I don't think it takes, I think this is about 250,000, is it? Yeah, 250,000. And this is a fish plant, a fish hatchery. Now, you've got these little fishing shacks located around this fishing pond here. And you buy that factory, and fishermen come out here and fish the fish. They bring it to the factory, and you process into the hatchery. You process the fish. You can make it into caviar. That part is not here, but you can make caviar, and you can do all kinds of stuff with fish. You can make smoked fish. Those things are in other locations. The smoked fish building is across the river in the city over there. The caviar plant is over here by the farm, the main farm. Lots to do. As a matter of fact, every time I turn a corner, there's something else that I either forgot about or didn't know was there. But yeah, the caviar plant is right there, pretty close to the farm, and pretty close to the fish pond too. So, and again, you have to buy it, or no, you don't. You don't have to buy this. You just have to buy the fish factory. So there you go. You get your smoked fish there. You get your caviar there. Sweet. Anyway, I said this was going to be a short video. It is. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. I just wanted you to see what I've been doing on Twitch. That if you haven't come over and looked at, you're missing. 80 hours of work on this farm is a fantastic farm. If you haven't been playing it, you kind of should before 19 comes out, because this is really, really a lot of fun. All that building, even though it sounds from my explanation that it's tedious, and it is a little bit, but it's still a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. And so gratifying when you finally see that bridge go up. Once you get all the materials in there and you watch the building of that bridge, and it builds it section by section, it's pretty cool. So I'm going to end it here. I hope you had fun. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm not twisting anybody's arm. But if you want to come over and see what I'm doing over on Twitch, that's where I'm doing all my live streaming. Very little of it comes over to the YouTube page. It just doesn't transfer well. It's pretty poor quality when it comes over as a video, as far as the video part of it goes. But get a Twitch account. Come join me. In the meantime, I'll be making other videos on YouTube, so of other farms. And we're waiting. It's only about a month now. Maybe a little bit over, maybe a little bit less. I haven't looked at the calendar. Until Farm Sim 19 comes out, and we'll be doing something new. So I'll see you then, and I'll see you in the next episode of whatever farm I'm playing. Happy farming.